All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Breakdown with Nana, and I think we'll be doing a little, we'll be doing some things a little bit different, and this is actually a new series and a new episode where I get to randomly see designs on the internet and, excuse me, break it down for you guys and make sense of it, and also probably show a different angle to how it could have been made better or how I would approach it normally, not necessarily making it better. All right, how I would approach it with my own uniqueness. So we'll be scouting the internet, most especially Pinterest, to actually see things and get um, get to break down a couple of designs which some of you see and marvel out. By the way, I'll be giving credits and shout outs to the creators of these amazing designs. All right, so now without any further ado, we'll just go straight. So just go straight to Pinterest. All right, so yeah, I don't know why I didn't discover Pinterest early enough. I think I discovered Pinterest quite late, and I think I would have been flying more because the ton of inspiration from Pinterest or on Pinterest is really so crazy, and I think it's safe enough to say that it's a one-stop shop for almost every and anything. Yeah. So yeah, that's that about that. So we'll be going through a couple of designs. I love this one I'm seeing here. All right, I love this, and let's see. We could take it little by little, so we could take this today. Let's see how we can make sense of this. So I'll save this image right here and get straight to it. So save. All right, so get straight into it. So more or less, this design looks like a 4:3 ratio design. A 4:3 ratio design. That's what it looks like. It's more portraits. All right, it has more height than breadth. All right, so I think we'll just start with that. All right, and see how we can tweak it a little to add our own depth to it. All right, so shout out to Postermywall. I saw this um, on their whatever it is. So it says shout out to Postermywall, and yes, let's get straight into it. So practically speaking, from the design, we know that it's a get. So the design is practically a 4:3 ratio design, meaning we have to fit in our canvas to cover that. All right, so new file. All right, then yep, so get this breakdown episode 1. All right, comment down below if you actually want me to drop the PSD file of this design I'm going to make. All right, comment down if you actually want me to drop the PSD file, but if you want me to drop in the PSD files of the other breakdown series or episodes I'll be doing. All right, so let me know in the comment section. Do well to also subscribe and share. All right, it actually helps me make more videos for you guys. So practically, once is a 4:3 or a 4:3, that's portrait orientation. Basically, I love using these dimensions, and this is practically because my system can handle it. All right, you would need to find other lower pixel ratios to fit into your own system. So the width will definitely be 3000. All right, 3000 pixels. All right, then the height is 4000 pixels. So if you look at it, it's common sense that will tell you I'm using practically the ratio of 3:4, which is the orientation of the design. All right, so resolution, I will leave it at 118. The default, it always comes with pixel per centimeter, RGB color is the color mode because I am designing for screen and not for print. All right, then every other thing remains constant. That's RGB color profile. It's then I click on create. Right, so once I click on create, it creates automatically an artboard for me. All right, so what I'll do is duplicate this artboard. Once I click on the edge of the artboard, I'll just click on plus. Right, so I would bring our design I will want to replicate into one of the artboards. Alright, I'll just drop it there like this, scale it up a little bit. So it's actually not 4:9 exactly, but I think I was close, so it's more portrait. Right, that notwithstanding, we'll still run with it. All right, so from this design I can see a couple of things we need to download. All right, so practically there is a landscape of a city, all right, from down below, from an angle down upward. There's also a guy running who is the main feature. All right, there are people also running behind him, all right, in silhouettes. I think that's pretty much the elements we might need to download. So we'll just go straight to Google. So I love downloading most of my stuff from FreePick. All right, so freepick.com. all right, and we have this, so I can just type in a man running, RENNING. So click on enter and see what it brings out. So yeah, we have a couple of things. So we practically need a man face front, something like this. Yeah, face front and is running, but this is premium, so I can download it for free. I have this, but this is quite dark. It's quite dark, so I need something a little bit lighter and forward facing with so if we search and we can't find, we just end up settling for that one. I love this, but it's not running. It's about to start. Like, it's in a crouch position. I love this one too, this particular one too, but it's actually not free. Yeah, I think it's kind of hard looking for a free picture here. Let's see if we click on this whether we could see something that remotely looks like it. That's for free. Okay, I don't think so. Okay, I'll just narrow the search and change the license to free. So it ends up just bringing us a ton of free stuff we can look at. So let me just download this in case. This would, the shadows and the lights around the guy with the dark background really be difficult to work with, especially knowing the fact that we are not going for a dark shaded design. All right, so I would need something that has natural lighting, like an outdoor natural lighting. So yeah, I think this picture works. So let me just download this here too. This picture also works. So I'll just download a ton of pictures here to compare and contrast which would actually work well. So the downside to it is that you just have only 10 downloads in a day if you're using FreePick on its normal free plan. All right, so I think I've downloaded 3 stuffs already, and I'll need to download other elements too. Right, and yeah, I think those 3 are good enough for what we want to achieve. I'm not seeing any other picture that looks like. So I'll just type in people running a marathon. Okay, so I have a ton of pictures here. I'll need people faced. People running a marathon silhouette. Yeah, yep. I've got what I need. It is practically what I need, or close to what. Oh, let me log in. Sorry, get to log in. Continue. Yeah, please don't waste my time. Okay, so this is practically the longest part of any design journey. The sourcing for materials. All right, this sourcing for materials really takes so much time because you're going through a ton of other things. So let me look for landscape for a city. Excuse me. All right, so we have a couple of stuff here, and let's see which will best fit into what we want to do. So practically you need to know the kind of the exact type of words to use when you're searching out for elements is really quite important. If you can't figure that out, you can use ChatGPT to help you figure that out and all of that. But with time, people get to understand it. So I think I'll download this too. All right, and let's just get back into the design, and whatever doesn't work, we'll come back to change it, or we can just go to PNG wings. So let me see, landscape, city landscape. Let's see if we find something better there. This is not necessarily better, but it could work. All right, let's just make do of what we have already. All right, so get back into the design now and see how far we can go. All right, so first off, we just want to lay a background. So I'll practically just under the first artboard, come down to my adjustment layer, then come to solid color. All right, so the color I'm getting here is a shade of orange, not necessarily maroon, so we could do with this. Although with time when I get to change it, you will also notice that this shade here and this shade here are different. So I'm thinking what's happening here is this picture is a full picture with background. So that's why when they overlaid it on this what do you call it, orange background. Is it orange or peach? I think it's orange. You have that kind of effect. So come down to my where I downloaded a couple of stuff. So we have a building here. All right, so I'll just drag this and drop here. All right, so I'll just enlarge this, make it big. All right, so it's like a city marathon thingy. That's actually the theme. So make it big enough, then change the blend mode. I think probably overlay. Yeah, overlay did it, or soft lights. So you notice and soft like that this particular top here and this top here are almost the same. So that's exactly what the designer did there. All right, possibly not with this image, but that's exactly what he did. All right, so I would clean off the lower part of this place. All right, so that I'm able to fit in the silhouette. So that's next. Now I'll do I'll create a layer mask on that particular layer. All right, then go pick my brush tool, sorry, then make sure my foreground is set to black. All right, then I also make sure my caps lock is turned off. If your caps lock is turned on, you will see what looks like this. All right, you're not able to see the size of your brush, but make sure your caps lock is turned off so you're actually seeing the size of your brush, what your brush looks like. And make sure my opacity is at 100, my flow at 10%. All right, so that's that. I just clean it off, clean this off a little bit. So next thing I'll do is I'll fade this stuff a little bit. All right, I'll fade the layer itself a little bit. All right, so one thing about design is you must learn how to give each element the proportional visibility it needs. All right, not everything will be big, not everything will be small, not everything will be very visible, but you know, things can just, should just be the way they should be. All right, so I'm tempted to use the lady picture of this lady, but it's actually, I'll actually prefer to use this one because it gives me the full front expression, even though his arms and leg are not very organic, because the right hand should follow the right hand should follow the left leg should follow the right hand. But that notwithstanding, probably that's how I used to run. So I would open this on the different space. Then I come to my selection tool. All right, quick selection. All right, then I can click on select subject. All right, because it should be able to easily get the subject out of this. So I'll get to zoom in because some places on the foot here it won't capture it well. So I'll get to capture all of this, make sure it's getting the needed places. All right, I think we are good to go. I think it's quite clean. Okay, the hands here, I need to get a little bit in there. Okay, I think it's as clean as it can get. All right, then yeah, I can click. I'll now use my command Ctrl J or Command J to duplicate this particular picture of the main thing. So Ctrl J. Right, so I have it as a new layer right here. Right, what I'll just do, got it. What I'll just do is to copy this or drag and bring it here and drop. All right, so I have this guy here, right, ready to run. So I could make it a little bit smaller because we have a ton of things I would put on top. All right, so one thing is really so important. That's why I like opening pictures on a different distance. So I'm able to come back to this picture to actually see the reference of his shadow, or see where his shadow should be. Although I can get the inference from here, but I love seeing it here to see what the lightning looks like and where the possible shadow of the guy is. So if you look at this picture, you'd actually notice that down here you see a form of shadow down here, all right. So I think that's probably what where his shadow is being casted as a result of the light coming from this direction. The light is coming from this, hitting him on this direction, and you see the shadows where the light is not hitting here and here. So all over his body here, you see the light hitting there. So we should take that into cognizance in the remaining part of the design. All right, so we have this, and it's just practically now to put the silhouette people behind. So we are downloaded silhouette people come out. All right, so this is them. I would also need to get their background of, but I think it's something the AI feature here can handle. So let me blow this up and click on my selection tool, then select subject and see what it does. So I don't need it to be really clean and all of that because we still need to cut it out. So Ctrl J, same stuff. All right, I come delete the lower layer, that's the main one with the pictures. Then get it behind its silhouette. So this is quite rough because I'm trying to make sure this video is as short as possible. All right, drag it down below him. So wow, this I would bring them a little bit lower. All right, and same thing I did with the picture of the people there. I'll just the OCD in me is not just allowing me do this without getting this out. So I just come to my selection to select the layer and reduce this so that I'm able to cut through and get this portion to get this portion. So yeah, use your Alt key to hold Alt down on your brush to get out the ones it's over selecting. Right, and yeah, so that's that about this. Okay, so there you have it. This is really quite rough, yeah. Or I'm trying to rush. Sometimes this can be annoying. Like getting images out can be annoying. Like a whole lot annoying. Like see the way I'm struggling with this. I'll just get this out. Come on, whatever it looks like, I really don't care. It's actually in the background. It's actually in the background. So there are other ways to do it, but this is actually not the video to address that, sure. Alright, so we'll just move on. We'll just move on to something else. So yeah, then what I do, I just get this, change the blend mode to overlay. Alright, make sure it's overlay. So I can either change the blend mode to overlay, or I'll just apply the color of this particular stuff to it. So that's one way. The second way is I'll come on this, double click on this. It brings me the layer style. Alright, come to colors, click on the colors, click on this. So there you have it. Convert it to a smart object. Alright, and there you have it. Alright, so that's the second method. I can still also change the blend mode to overlay, or change to I'll change to multiply because I'm seeking the dark parts. So either multiply or leave it in normal. I think multiply works. Probably, maybe not. Okay, so I'll just leave it here. Then what I'll do is I would come a little bit to their toes, like below their legs. Make sure my brush to clean out a few things, to fade out a few things that I might not need. Without a few things that I might not need. I think I'll be needing some of this. So this is like a rough sketch of, what I would naturally do. Alright, what I would naturally do. Alright, so okay, then the next thing is to add the fonts. Okay, so first I would pick a font out. So while my stuff is still circling, please do well to subscribe, like, and share this video so that more persons can get to see the video and also learn what we are learning. Right, so you guys will still stay tuned because I have something at the end I would add to this particular stuff that they didn't add here. Alright, so probably I might add it, I might not, depends. Get to see. So this thing is run. So this is practically a sans serif font. It's not decorative and it is not serif. Right, so I'll just make it big, reduce the horizontal spacing between them. Alright, to minus 120. Let me make this a little bit bigger again. Then what I'll do is I would rotate this. So Ctrl T or Command T rotates counterclockwise. Alright, so I have this. Okay, enter. Then what I'll do is to get to this point and also make the stuff in italics. Alright, so I'll just do this. Alright, so we're getting to where we need to get to. So a couple of things I will do here. I will not necessarily put all of these alphabets like directly behind like they did here, because to me it doesn't really look creative, right? So I would just touch it up a little bit. I would bring his hand out here, and I would also put the leg of this arrow, this downside of the arrow behind him too. All right, to just give it a very nice feel. So I'll come to this run, create a mask over it. All right, I'll come create on my brush to make sure my brush is flowing at my flow is at 100%. All right, I'll reduce the size of the brush. Reduce the size of the brush. Then I'll come over this layer that I want to, this layer, that's the layer of this picture. All right, I'll come here. Then I would hold my command key, hold command, and click on the thumbnail. right? So it actually selects the stuff for me. So practically what I want to do is to give it a form of realism, where this N is behind him, this part of the U is behind him, but this part is out here. So I'll just start painting this out. No, that's not what I'm doing. So I'll come back to this text layer, all right, because that's what I want to erase off his body. I'll click on the mask, all right, then I'll click over here, all right. So you can see that this stuff is passing behind his hand. I'll come over here too, because I need his hand out here too. I'll make sure, so if you observe well, you'll notice that I cleaned off a part of this, so I have to reduce my brush to clean it back in. So I'll change my foreground from black to white to paint it back in. Alright, so you really have to be careful when doing that. So I've achieved that with the U. So next thing I'll do is with the R. So I'll just paint this off, change my foreground to back to black. I'll paint this out. So I get to leave this in, put this behind. So after that, I'll just Control D to deselect, or Command D to deselect. Right, so I have something like this. So what I get to do now is to, first of all, I would love to add a form of realism to these places that it's going behind, to show you that, okay, there's a shadow cast on all of this, and even on this R too. All right, so next thing I'll do is to get a new layer, click develop a new layer. All right, develop a new layer, came here. All right, then zoomed into what I want to do, or where I want to paint a shadow. Make sure my picture here is, or my color here is black. Okay, then I would increase my brush, then I would change my flow back to 10%. Alright, then I'll paint over here. Alright, paint over here. Right, so it must not be really so perfect. Yeah, it mustn't be perfect, just something to show realism. So I'd also do that here too. Alright, paint over here. So yeah, I'll do this. Then next thing I'll do is to clip mask this over this text. Alright, I'll come down here, right click, create clipping mask, so it just goes over the text. So what I'll do is I'll just fade the opacity, alright, a little bit. Then I'll change the I can change the blend mode. Let's see what really works. I need something not so intense, but at the same time gives a form of realism. So I think multiply is okay. So I can reduce the opacity further still. I can also come to filter and blow it out a little bit. Gaussian blow, apply Gaussian blow over it. So yeah, Gaussian blow just gives enough blurriness to it, but you can still see it there. Right, so this without it, with it, without it, with it. Right, so I can reduce it a little bit, tiny little bit. Alright, so we have that there. We are almost done with the whole stuff. Alright, so we're almost done with the whole stuff. So the next other thing I think I fancy about this design is to practically add the rest of this text and all of that. So there's a rectangle behind this stuff here, so I could just draw this out. Rectangle here. Alright, so the color of the rectangle it just has a feel of, so I'll just pick this eye drop, okay, here. Okay, so I have that color. So you notice the rectangle is also tilted too, so I'll press Ctrl T, right click on it, or Ctrl T or Command T, right click on it, then get to my skew, right, and once I come to the edge, I have something like this. Skew it a little bit. Alright, I can bring this down here too. Alright, so I'll take this behind the guy. Alright, so this is behind the guy. Can also scale this down a little bit. Alright, so it's just like what we have here. Alright, so it's a little bit different. Okay, so but that's that. I'll then add a couple of texts. My texts. Couple of texts. So I might just rush through that text on all of that. So fun race, fun, capital letter, race. Alright, so this. Alright, so I'll be rushing through the rest of the process. Just I might not be explaining much, but you guys will just follow and get what I'm doing. Alright, fun race. I can still bring this in a little bit. Fun race starting. So one thing I'd always do, I love my alignment, so I would make sure I want to align this run to this fun race. So I have this there starting. I duplicate this starting. Alright, starting. So I'll definitely not want my stuff looking like this here, so I'll give it a form of I can make this change the heaviness of this to thin. Alright, so that's, there's a contrast. So what I'll just do is really too close to this. I'll click on this, click on a bunch of things in and around the guy subject. I'll bring it down a little bit, or I can just reduce the size and I'll bring it down a little bit. It's better. Okay, so we have this here. All right, then I'll change the colors to white. But that's practically what I'll do. All right, keeping it simple. I'll change the color to white so that it's simple and it's legible. People can also see and read. So the date to practically almost the same thing. All right, 15th, then March and all of that follows. So they did this 15th. All right, March. Okay, March is smaller, capital. March 2028. Okay, so the whole of March has to come down a little bit to fit in with this. Then all of this, use the spacing. All right, so I have this. Can just bring this down a little bit, reduce to get this. So this is actually a fun way to write dates though. I'll try it in a new project, possibly. So I love using size of weight to differentiate hierarchy when I'm designing. It's really so important, so people's eyes can have a direction. So this is actually very bold, so I can use extra bold here. All right, so then I can, the same way they do the rectangle, I can apply the same thing. All right, make this into this. All right, so I can actually bring this rectangle down a little bit to also give a form of direction. All right, as to where it's all headed. All right, 15th March. Then I can change the color of this to this color so it blends well into the design. Bring this to the edge. Okay, so yeah, if you've gotten to this point of the design, thank you very much, and thank you for hanging out. I could actually make this in italics, so it's actually better. All right, so I have this here. Okay, I can actually select the color of this particular thing. All right, that's better. All right, I think that's better. So I have this 15th March 2028. So another thing I also like to do is to make sure my design is actually at the center, or my elements are at the center. So view rulers. Make sure my rulers is set in percentage so I know what 50% is. So this is 50%. So it means I have to adjust all of this to fit into that. So bring this back here a little bit. Alright, so yeah, alignment really so important, really very important. So I can leave my guy run here like this. Then this 2K28 run, it's kind of cringe. So what I'll do is I could get all of this stuff here, right about here, right, first, second and third there, then leave this downside for sign up and all of that. I think that would make it better. All right, so I'll duplicate this. All right, then the numbers are in the fonts, I think is Bay Bass. All right, Bay Bass. All right, so yeah, so you have first one ST. All right, bring back this spacing to 0. So you have first, and the first price is $1,000. That's crazy. $1,000. So I have this set up here, $1,000. Okay, 1,000. So it is smaller. All right, $1,000. So I'll change this certificate to cash price. All right, get it back to Lexen that I was using. $1,000 cash price. So I can actually make this bigger. I'll make it bolder since it's small. All right, can make this bigger here, and drop this here. All right, so I have this here. Can actually have, okay, so I'll make this regularize. Okay, so yeah, and they did something here that looks like a rectangle in between a line, so we'll just zoom in and do that. All right, so you can just first have a rectangle here, looks this thin. Make sure it's white. Then I have another rectangle here in between, in the middle. All right, so just select both rectangles, align them horizontally and vertically at the center. Right, so I have this. So I have first. All right, so practically what I'll do is just to duplicate all of this. Okay, so what I can also do is make the same way they did the color like that, make the color like this too, this orange, but it will be on the cash price so that the main price itself is really so visible. All right, so I'll get all of this, make sure they are all separated well. This center. All right, so I think we have something presentable. All right, so first, yeah, so first cash price $1,000, rectangle. Let me select these rectangles here, rectangle. So I'll just hold my Alt to duplicate. All right, hold same Alt again to duplicate. Okay, so don't worry about the spaces in between, we'll adjust that later. So second is 600, third is 300, so just come here, the same thing, 600, come here, 3. All right, so change this, third, third, this is second. Alright, so what I'll just do is just to adjust all of this. Alright, I'll practically just adjust this first though. Adjust this and this. So I'll take out these three and make sure they all align to the right. Alright, so I think we've successfully done that and avoided so much. Alright, so what I'll just do is I'll go in, select each of these and convert them into a smart object. So this is actually the time it takes to get some of this work done, man. It's really so crazy. Group them, convert the group to a smart object. Come here, do the same thing, select all of this. Alright, group them, convert to smart object. Alright, same thing with this too. Select group, Ctrl G, Command G, right click, convert to smart object. Right, so now we have that, we can now worry on the spacing. So select all of this and make sure they have same spacing in between. They make sure they all align to the right. Alright, so we have something neat like this. Alright, we can also make this bigger because it's like what will get people interested. Alright, in the whole thing, but we make sure that is also aligning with this stuff we have here, stuff above. So just bring this in a little bit. Alright, so yeah, that's that. We've been able to fix that. So you'll notice instead of making the prices orange, I made the prices white because I need them to be as legible as possible. Alright, I need them to be as legible as possible. Then the next thing, we'll sign up now. Sign up now is in Baybus. Change to Baybus. So mine will be subscribe now. At Nana Multimedia. Yeah, do well to subscribe. Very, very important. So I'll just reduce this. So let me know in the comment section the type of designs you want me to break down. So you notice that this stuff now is below his shoe. All right, so subscribe to Nana Multimedia, make this, enter, also share, like, and drop a comment on what you want to see. So I would highlight all of that and make it smaller. All right, make it smaller. All right, make it smaller. And make this smaller to fit into this. All right, so come here, highlight all of this, centralize. Okay, then that's that about that. Then I could add the final piece of the puzzle, which is the last thing, before adding any other thing I feel is necessary or is lacking from here. For more inquiries, please drop a message on my Instagram ASAP. So I can make this smaller, the way it is smaller there, or I could just change this to legs end. All right, change this font to legs end. Yeah, make sure it's all in caps, and I could reduce this. Yeah, that's it exactly. Change the color to this. All right, so there you have it. So if you look at this 15 is giving a direction to this. All right, so very, very important stuff there. So there you have this, something very, very functional. I believe it's better than what we have here. So I think we also have a square here, so we can just drop a little more rectangles, sorry, here and there. Yeah, so we can have that behind. We can duplicate that and have another one in front of this U. So I'll bring it forward and in front the U. Alright, I can make this smaller here. Alright, so yeah, there you have it, something very functional. I think we might need to add something. So let's see if we can get rope at race end. Let's see whether we can get that. Now race finish. Yeah, this is this rope I'm looking for. I don't know if I can get it. I'm not sure. I think this remotely looks like something we can do. So let's try to download this first. This one that we are seeing. Please don't show me a video. All right, so L, N, D, and R. Alright, so it has downloaded. Let's see if we can have multiple other stuff to sample. Finish line. Let me see finish line. Let me see what to bring. Finish line. Let's go to free pick. Finish line rope. Let's see what that does. If we can bring us something more reasonable. Okay. This is actually ropes, but let's see. I don't think it's really giving me what I need, but this is like what I think I might need. Let's see, what. Okay, it's in PSD format, so let's see if it actually download. Alright, so it has downloaded. Let's see if we can open it. Oh, I pray it can open. I'm saying it can't. Oh my god. Too bad. So I think we'll just settle for this one downloaded here. Right, so I have this. Alright, so enter. Where the hell are you, bruv? Okay, so I have this. Let's see what we can do. So I can practically just leave this here like this. Alright, then this is practically what I just need in all of that. Ctrl G. Alright, so take out this. So yeah, I have this. Yeah, so practically do this. So I have this. I can bring the whole of this down a little bit now. Let's bring it down a little bit so we have more room to work. Okay, so there we have that. Here we can just add a little bit more shadow to this. Right click, drop shadow, a little more drop shadow, come increase the spread. Alright, so yeah, about that. Okay, let's give it a little form of realism. Right, so the same thing we did to this one, we can actually do it to this big here. Right, create it. So I want to make this arrow come in front. Right, so I come to the arrow of the run. Right, and hold shift and right click on the thumbnail, so the arrow just comes out. Come to my brush tool, come back to the layer I want to clean stuff off, zoom in and make sure my brush is small enough to just fit in there. Mind you, my flow has to go back to 100%, so it's clean. Alright, and there's nothing in the way. So yeah, I have that there. Have that there. Yeah, so that works. Alright, so if you look at it now, it has a teeny little bit form of realism. Yeah, if you get me. Alright, so let's leave it like that. I'm trying to rush so that this tutorial is no longer than necessary. So next thing I will do to finish up this whole stuff is to add a form of color grading that will blend this picture to this. Although I might need to go to the filter, I need to go to camera to edit it. I might so I'll just be doing pretty much nothing too extensive. Alright, come down to clarity, need so much clarity, texture, increase the exposure. Right, reduce the clarity a little bit, see what we can get. Reduce the textures a little bit, yeah, let's do the textures there. Alright, so I come down to my sharpness, increase the sharpness, reduce noise, alright, and the details, so that's yeah, something like this. Okay, this is actually nice and what I want. Yeah, I'll reduce the saturation a little bit. Reducing saturation a little bit helps me to control the color grade. Reduce saturation a little bit, then I think I'm good with this. I'll just okay it. Alright, okay, it takes a while to process. Then what I'll just do is add like an overall color grade to the design, or oh sorry, I forgot the shadows of the guy, so I'll just come down beneath him, create a new layer. Okay, come to my brush tool, click on my brush tool, brush, float. Let me put my flow back in 13%. Alright, so come to my brush, make sure this stuff is as oval as possible right here at the top. Okay, then I would increase the size. I'd increase the size of the brush size. Alright, so I would increase the size of the brush here. Alright, so I have his feet in two places. So I have this one in the front, so this one should have a bigger shadow. So I can have this down here. Alright, then I have something smaller behind legs. Alright, so you have that there. Alright, so I can just bring it just in front of him a little bit. Alright, so let me make this bigger in front here. Alright, so there you have it about the shadows. So it looks quite more realistic. Reduce the opacity a little bit so that you know, like, yeah, the shadow is there but it's also not there at the same time. Bring it down a little bit. So yeah, that's really quite realistic compared to what you have here. This is at all not realistic. You can't have shadows like this behind. All right, so I think it won't slip up in the design. All right, so let me take this up a little bit. Yeah. So there you have it. I'll just add the color grade to the whole thing instead. So I'll just come here, come down to my adjustment layers, then gradient map, click on it. So I'll come here. The color practically is in the orange region, or the gradient is always in the orange region. So I'll come down here, see orange. So these are my oranges. So practically this is what the stuff should look like. So now when you're working with color grading, you should know the left side is the shadows, the right side is the highlight. So we need to flip this particular thing, because the shadows cannot have the lighter colors and the highlights should not have the darker colors, or else this is what you'll be getting, which is actually not bad creatively. You can manipulate it to fit into what you want, but for me currently it's bad. So once I'll just come here, see reverse, click on reverse, right? So you see now it has now apportioned the color more properly, right? So what I'll just do, I'll come here, come down to soft lights, right, and just reduce the opacity. All right, I'll take the opacity down to say 30. So if you're 28, so if you look at this, this is the before, this is the after. So you see the whole thing now blends better. All right, the whole thing now blends better, his skin with the color of the background and all of that, you know. So that's actually the power of color grading. So sometimes what I'll just like to do is to add the vibrance on top. So I just add vibrance at the top, then turn the vibrance up a little bit, crank it up a little bit, right? So the colors pop so well. So the colors pop so well, and yeah, I think that's about that concerning this design. And let me can reduce this. All right, bring this down here a little bit. Then yeah, font race. Okay, so yeah, this is just me trying out stuff. All right, font race starting. So this actually gives me something nice. All right, I would do better definitely with, but you guys really get the whole idea of this breakdown. All right, to just show you guys some things, tricks and tips that you get to learn on the job. So yeah, this is my own take on this particular time on this design. So the other things I would have done, dodge and burn and the rest, I would have done on this particular stuff, but you know, I think hopefully in further tutorials I'll be able to do that, just not to keep this video longer than an hour. So thank you guys for vibing with me. Do not forget to subscribe now at Now Multimedia, share, like, and drop a comment on what you want to see me break down, or a design you want to see me break down in the future. Thank you very much, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye. Thank you.